How do you restore your motivation for learning Japanese? You've got to find something in Japanese that excites you beyond the language. Learning the language is like the scaffolding. You know what? When they build a house, they have these. I don't know how we do it in America, but in Japan at least, all around the house there's scaffolding. Okay, it's these like platforms that the construction people work on so that they can work on the house. That's what the studying of the Japanese is. But if there's nothing inside of that scaffolding, then it's boring. Why are you even on the scaffolding if there's nothing happening? You have to find excitement in Japanese. Now, I have always been very open and honest that for me, that excitement was cute Japanese girls. So let's say that's what it is. Find some cute Japanese girls to follow. Follow them on Instagram, follow them on X or Twitter. Just learn about those girls. If I was a younger man, there is a girl, actually I already forgot her name, but there was a girl in one of the Netflix shows that I'm watching, and I did a thing on subtitles the other day. It's called Invasion, I believe. It's an Apple TV series, and it's just a really fun show, but she was so attractive to me. I would have studied Japanese for that girl. And maybe it's not something so simple like that. Maybe there is a game that you like. For example, I'm playing Yakuza right now, and if I was learning Japanese, maybe Yakuza would be what would be inside of my scaffolding, right? And I'm building structures around Yakuza so that I can understand the thing that I love, right? So games, it could be girls, it could be boys, it could be anything that makes you excited. It could be Japanese music. There's so much amazing Japanese media out there. They're a country similar to America in terms of they have a lot of cultural exports, and so do we. Like, why is English so popular around the world? There's a lot of great American movies. There's a lot of great American pop music, rock music. We have a lot of culture that exports, and Japan also exports so much of their culture. Think about how many things in your life are Japanese. You could base your Japanese life around Japanese food and Japanese cooking. So if you truly want motivation in Japanese, find things that are Japanese and just dive into it. That's it. Early on when I was programming the yesjapan.com, right now it's fromzero.com, but the old website, yesjapan.com, sometimes just for fun, when I was looking up some sort of code to fix things, I would look up in Japanese. So the things that I do in my American George Trombley life, I would throw into Japanese life, because why not? Do you know what laddering is? So laddering is when you learn one language and then you use that language to learn another language. So for example, I did it with Korean, where I was using a ton of Japanese materials to learn Korean. You can ladder outside of the language part. And let's say that you're into cameras, like you got a Canon EO5, I don't know. You got a Sony Alpha Series 2. I don't know. I'm probably saying these names wrong. But instead of learning how to use that camera on an American English speaking or, some English speaking YouTube channel, find a Japanese channel. And it's simple. You just take whatever you're looking for, put it in English if you want to into YouTube, and add a hiragana ha, which is the topic marker wa, okay? So you just type that in and you'll find something, and it'll be a struggle, but you'll need some scaffolding to understand it. That scaffolding is learning Japanese language, and you'll be motivated because you'll find an interesting person doing something in Japanese. The brain loves culture and drama and human interaction. So if you're totally just studying Japanese, there's no drama, there's no interaction. There might be culture, but it's not living culture where you're actually like dealing with people. So you want to deal with people, you want to make Japanese friends if you can. That's what it is. It is just getting Japan in your life. That's how you build motivation if you truly want it. I always think it's weird when people ask, how do I get motivated? But the answer is simple to me. It's just because that's all you're doing is studying. It's not fun. There's no payoff. Build payoffs into your language learning and you'll be motivated. Work that dopamine in your head. And by the way, that's what it was with girls for me. It's just dopamine, right? Men like women. And for me, if the type of woman that I was looking at was Japanese, how am I going to communicate with them? Well, I've got to learn their language. If you like the Yakuza game and that gives you a ton of dopamine, don't play the English version, struggle in the Japanese version and learn the Japanese version. And then there'll be motivation and payoff, right? There is no motivation without a payoff. So you got to build the payoff. That's basically it. Okay, no, there's not going to be any George dances on TikTok. Let me just make that clear. But if that's your motivation, you're not going to learn Japanese.